Well, hello, Path of Exile time again, and I'll be running some maps and demonstrating this build. You know, I found this build here on this link. It's a tanky beginner's Contagion resistance drain build. Basically it uses a 6-link chest, essence, drain, control, destruction, blah blah blah. You can read it on your own, and it's quite a lovely build because it uses where is chaos damage, essence, drain. So as far as I know, chaos damage cannot be reflected. I recently got a 6-link. It's weaker in the evasion and energy shield that my 4-link had, but oh well, it adds slower projectiles, and 6th link will add this thing and power. I'm keeping it here to level it, but it takes quite a long time, as well as this. Where is it? Oh, maybe I don't have it. Oh yeah, I have it on the other character. Yeah, and the only difference, or not the only, but the difference from the build described on the website is I'm using one cast on damage taken. I'm using Immortal Call and Summon Chaos Golem, and it's on the dagger. Dagger is required for Whirling Blades. Or is it this one? And also the Whirling Blades, he suggests having can't remember, faster attacks. Well, basically like a 2-link and 2-link, faster attacks and Whirling Blades on something, and while haste and increased duration on the other, or somehow. Can't remember the exact setup now. Essence drain is the same, auras is the same, you know, and this thing is the same, I think. Yeah, increased duration, area effect, contagion. Yeah, so this thing and this thing is a bit different. But other than that, I'm running. I put my lightning resistance on this ring, on fire resistance, most of my fire resistance on this ring, some fire and cold belt. This was a nice grab, cheap grab. That's why I'm using spell damage. And actually, what did I cap out my resistance with? I can't remember. With a cold shield, right? So that's how my resistance is set up. And what I wanted to tell about this build real quickly is that I had some trouble assembling these links, you know, the required links on, for example, on these boots. It was very hard to get a 2 blue or 1 blue with the setup, like to add faster casting or whatever. I can't remember which one. This thing was nice because it's evasion and energy shield, and it has 2 blue sockets. So if you're having trouble, you know, you can try this setup. On the gloves, you can pretty much get anything as long as they are energy shield based, instead of except for very much green, like 3 green sockets. Or actually, let's cost some auras. Currently the tooltip reads 3.3. Thought I had more. So let's see, this is a map with these kind of modifiers, not too dangerous. And what this build is, you know, you just essence drain is a single target based thing, right? Damage dealer. But if the enemy that's affected by contagion dies from essence drain, the love spreads, you know. So spread the love. So find a target that's in a pack and will die easily from essence drain, and then by contagion spreading, it's like you cast essence drain on everybody else. So contagion doesn't do too much damage on its own, but it has the spread, and essence drain applies the damage. So, yeah. Didn't even know that. I thought this build was weak in damage output, but now things seem to have worked out for me. Come on. So sometimes the targets are too weak, you need to cast Contagion first, because they die too fast. But I know on my previous map I had blue packs or some strong HP mobs that, oh man. They wouldn't die so fast, even with the Contagion. And of course I have the whirling blades, but I don't use it for movement because I have these boots. I always, purchase boots from POE trade with movement speed. Huh? Yeah, so see, when the enemy under Contagion dies from essence drain, he and at this point I feel that my mana is not enough. I have like 180 to work with after I cast my auras. Sometimes I run out. And see, when the enemy, I can't show it properly. When the enemy dies, he spreads Contagion, see? And I also have this spell totem. On its own it does nothing, but if you apply a Contagion you can see that the health goes down quicker. Spell totem is Wither. Yeah, and on these levels on this build I found that flasks are very important. I have this panicked, I love panicked flasks a lot. This is my energy shield, this is my life. I'm running an evasion flask, but I rarely, I forget to use it, so I just never pop it in. But still, I'm using the flask mainly for, like, for example, this one removes bleeding, this one does nothing for me, this one gives me armor, but I don't need armor. So you need to save a lot of alteration orbs to cycle all these. Come on, shut. I'm getting mixed up on my hotkeys. And I really hate dungeon maps because of the maze. The maze is so hard. I find that the desert maps are open. They are like dried lake, but they are easier to navigate. Oh, come on! What a maze. What else? Yeah, so I've spent a lot of chaos orbs, like 1, 2, or 3, to buy items as I go on through levels, and I use the chaos recipe for with unidentified things to get the most out of it. You get two chaos orbs for turning in a chaos recipe with unidentified items that are level 60 item level. Hey, how do I get there? Through here? and I found that this character is actually quite weak against a lot of snakes, for example, that throw out, I think they throw out physical damage. My strength is at 109, I boosted my dexterity through equipment. I think on default, without mods, it's around 90. Oh, come on. Yeah, and so I found that I don't really need a Quicksilver flask. I would love to get these mods, like of heat, on something else, like a life flask. Eternal life flask would be best, I guess. So anything bubbling off something is very good, because you can pop it at any, you know, you don't know which flask to pop, you want to save your staunching flask or whatever, so you can pop a bubbling flask of anything. Bubbling flask of heat would be really nice, because when you're frozen, you're frozen in place. When you're under a curse, you can just backtrack and play it safe, unless you're in the boss room, I guess, against somebody strong. But as far as mobs, so yeah, but you need it, like, if you're into flask crafting. I've spent all my alteration orbs on buying fusion orbs, and then from fusion orbs I buy jeweler's orbs, and then I buy fusion orbs to link all the items, because from the shops, of course I didn't link 5 link. You need like 150 fusion orbs. That's a bit crazy. But yeah, all these items, most of them I spent my own currency to link them. You need 60 to link a 4 link, and you need the armor, the master. I can't remember what's it called, the one with the relic or armor's master. I really can't. Don't remember which master gives you that bench. Yeah, I can't find my way around this dungeon. So yeah, pretty fun gameplay with this build. Oh, I think it's here, right? Let's go there. So the thing you need to know about whirling blades, you know, these, it only works with a dagger, claw, or one-handed sword, but the modifiers on claws and one-handed swords are not suited for spellcrafters, spellcasters. So the dagger is the only solution. Everybody dies. Yeah, so I don't know. Sometimes I feel like I'm too squishy. I haven't deviated from the passives build tree, and from the bandits I did everything exactly as the guide suggests. You know, you just hell poke on normal, and everything else you kill everybody. Yeah, and what you need to remember about whirling blades is you need to be, you know, you need to avoid corners, because see, when you hit a corner or anything like a chest or you know, like this, no, it goes through chests, or some barrels or something, some doodads, you know, like one of those things. So that's why open areas are a bit easier for this build to escape, I guess, or simply navigate. You know, this build lacks the opening of chests. Like if I were running Herald of Thunder, the chests would most of the time open themselves because of the auto targeting. If I run Arc, the lightning spell, it opens the chests real nice, but I chose, you know, chaos damage just because it cannot be reflected, and I don't need to worry about anything. I just need to survive and that's it. I shouldn't die to anything extreme. Now against stronger enemies you cast the totem. So pretty doable. Well, this is not such a dangerous map as well, so I don't know. But it works, this build works. Oh, come on. If you want to try it. The only jewel I have is this one for dexterity. Now I've completed here, completed all this tree. Still rocking these two. I don't know. Where else here? This item filter represents this item as if, you know, you could use a chance orb on it. Try to get a unique, but I don't bother with those. I'm using a modified Ziggy D's. Let's see. Okay, I guess I got nothing more to tell about this build. Just, you know, you don't. I don't think you really need a quicksilver. You can easily have it for granite flask or another HP flask. You don't really need to worry about mana. You know, this build is very good because you just cast your things and then you can run away and survive. You know. And the damage over time takes, well, it goes its course. And you see how all the enemies, when they die, they most of the time they die in bunches. So the weakness of this build is really that a lot of enemies are surviving at the same time and dying at the same time. So you have a lot of damage to escape, whereas if you know, by the time these end monsters get to you on some other builds, the first wave already is dead, and that on-screen damage is reduced significantly because of that. But with Contagion, you know, if they were ranged, you would take all the damage at the same time, and it's harder to survive that way because of that. Because a lot of the mobs don't have too much HP, you know, because essence drains quite fast, but their damage is frightening. Also, I think you know, when running, what's it called? When running Harvest, when running Chaos Stronghold, the Grand Arena, sometimes the Reso, you know, when and Chaos as well, and everybody, when their HP gets low, they I don't know what damage they use. In the Harvest, the 3 bosses before Melgaro use a Chaos damage, I think, or something, because it bypasses the energy shield. When I see, you know, the health bar drain. Yeah, buddy. So, you know, I just die instantly. The fight goes relatively good. I pop a flask or two, nothing too serious, but then suddenly, you know, you need to start just running around and escaping from the boss. I think there will be Brutus at the end of this map. I'm not sure. Modified version of him. He has like increased In that one map I wasted almost all the portals. I had like 1 or 2 left. Yeah. Oh man. Yeah, see? His cage from the ground has increased area effect, and like it's a lot. So when running maps you need to have see, find a single target and spread the contagion love. Oh, he's dead. Oh, that was quote unquote easy, I guess. Because of the essence drain I can, you know, run around, dodge, and he continues to take damage. I didn't get any map drops from here. That's sad. Not yet, see, I haven't had any map drops. So when running a maps, ideally you would get the same tier or 1 tier higher from a drop. So you need to, you know, if you don't get it, you need to keep on clearing. Oh, no. I'm not too interested in Quicksilver flasks anymore. I'll get it and use a... I don't have a transportation orb on it. I would otherwise use it. Wait, actually, oh, I spidered 9. Oh, missed one area somewhere. I wonder where... What's... oh. I wonder... down here, yeah. Arctic breath? Not really. I was told by game manual or something, I can't remember where, that Scion has the most skill gems available for purchase, but it turned out to be false. You need all the classes to have access to most skill gems. This is where I started? Oh, here's something. On it? No. No? Oh well. You know, leveling up the masters is really good. And there's also a command like reclaim something to have all these guys available in your hideout without needing to invite all the individual masters. Just search for that console command, and through here you see it costs 10 jewelers to have a 4 socket item, you know, guaranteed without RNG. On this table it's called Artisan's Bench, and 4 sockets, I mean 4 linked sockets is 5 fusing. And I don't really bother with these. I just, you know, throw some 5 or 6 chromatic orbs into an item, and if it doesn't give you the, you know, you get the general idea, it will cycle through the most common patterns on the item. So I don't suggest wasting 25 or 15 chromatics on a chance, you know. Chromatics work best if you use them yourself, but this thing, well, this thing is expensive. 20 alterations, it takes quite a lot of time to assemble 20 alterations. You know, you sell all these blue items or actually, wow. Let's see where I stand. I need amulet. Oh, I can show off the recipe.
Another day in damnation.
70. I can keep it, I guess. I'm assembling these rare talismans. but blue talismans do as well. I have a collection of tier 2, and these are low level tier 3 because it's 54, 42 and 34. And this one is even a white item, so it won't yield any good results. Let's see. Right, chaos recipe. So you need a belt over 60. You need ring amulets. 1 amulet, 2 rings. Basically the full set. 1 boots, 1 chest, 1 hands, 1 and a weapon. These drop as rares pretty often. A weapon drops as well pretty often, but the hands and boots and sometimes helmets don't drop too often, and belts, rings and amulet drop the rarest.
What can I do for you, exile?
So if I go and sell all of these, what am I missing? Let's see. Huh? Oh, 2 chaos. Bam. Of course you lose out on the items if they are very good. You don't identify them. Or maybe you can use them, but you never know about it. I keep portal scrolls because if you sell them, they turn into wisdom scrolls.
What can I do for
That's
you?
how I run for now. Well, I guess I need to wrap up. You know, I got these corrupted mobs here. Should try a zone 3. You can't do anything with corrupted mobs, so just it's a good idea if you got them to just use them first. This dungeon, I don't want to hunt for those 9 enemies. Let's see. I've never been to a tier 3 map. Grotto. It's a level 70 zone, 168. Should be alright, I guess. Yeah, so while the enemies are grouped up and they die under contagion, they can spread it to other targets. If they are clustered like this, it takes a while to round them up. Scoring. Yeah, pretty fun. It's very expensive to get ES as the market stands right now. Evasion, not evasion, energy shield, that's over 200. You know, the item might not have anything, not even life, not a little bit of resist, but if it has a high energy shield rating, it goes for a lot. And I'm talking like 5 chaos and up. That's a lot for me. Because you can get 2 chaos from a chaos recipe once in a while. You can also use alchemy orbs on white rings. You know, like for example, collect these gold rings that drop, and amulets and belts or whatever else, and just use them to get chaos, but you get 1 chaos. You can also use a rare talisman if it drops, because it's already identified and it's a rare, you know. so that can substitute, but it will only give you one chaos. I guess that's viable. But alchemy orbs are they're not too common. So when you encounter archers or physical damage, I suggest you run. Now you just wait for them to come to you. Wait, what's that? Am I frozen? I don't know. I guess I was frozen. If I'm frozen, I need to quickly hit my flask to both start moving away faster. I guess I could save wall skills if you get 7 of them and you sell them together with... I'm watching my dexterity levels. If you get them... What was I saying? Well, if you get 7 of them and you sell them with a piece of dawn at sacrifice dawn, whoa, staunching flask. That was bleeding. Ziggy said it's very, very dangerous on higher end maps, so yeah, that's really true. Most of the time I don't think you can afford to stand around, so the best way is to hit the staunching flask and hightail out of there and wait for your ES to regenerate. And as far as reaching like level 40, or I don't know which level it is, but when you reach Act 3 and you go to Piety on Cruel, that's when I suggest you do your first serious investment into gear, and you can maybe even switch into Contagion build and everything. You can set it up and get a 4-link. It's at that point it should be available. And you can run 4-link like this without slower projectiles. But it will be, like I said, it will be hard to get the socket colors you need. You know, either you will have crappy gear and you know, not high enough, you know, defense values. Like up to now I played with gloves that had only 31 to energy shield. You don't really die, you know, because of it. You just need to play a bit more careful. But you know, it was more important to get the sockets right. So that's my experience with the build. Thanks for watching and happy mapping. Oh, and don't forget about flasks. You can, you know, these panic flasks have saved me a lot of the times. Right now I'm highlighting all the flasks that are level 60 and under, over I mean, but I'd like to go back and change it to superior flasks only. Actually, that's done by default, but I'd like to highlight only eternal life flasks for now. At this point, I'm not bothering with divine flasks.